Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. This week we're going to be discussing the recent letter from the producer live. With it, brought as much excitement as it brought a bit of contentiousness amongst the community once again, and we'll be addressing that in the show proper. I'm of course one of your hosts, Mr. Happy, and of course is Sly, who is conserving his spirit bomb energy for something completely unrelated to Final Fantasy this week. How you doing, Sly?
I'm doing okay. I'm resting. I'm not rested, I'm resting.
And on the 7th day, SMT5 released.
Yep.
Oh, he's going to be enjoying that. Hey, if you want to watch someone play SMT5 and you have no idea about it, please tune in the Sly stream at midnight Eastern, Thursday into, well, it's going to be Friday at technically because it's Thursday at midnight becomes Friday.
Kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of a little stupid, I got to admit.
It's the worst.
Yeah, and well, there was some talk about some topics that I think we need an actual expert in, so we decided to bring an expert, and he will never call himself that, but we got Frosty here too. Hey, how you doing, Frosty?
Hey man, I appreciate everything. I'm doing good. Expert is not the word I'd use for me in any case, scenario, sentence of anything. But I'm just happy to be here. That's really just who I am.
You could be an expert amateur. You're like really good at being an amateur.
What kind of amateur?
I'm gonna move on now. That wasn't where that was supposed to go. But you know what? Frosty's in a mood.
Okay.
That's it. That's where we're at right
When
now.
I'm not in a mood.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
That's how we're starting the show.
That is how we're starting the show, and I didn't do it.
Hey man, you gotta make use of that mature filter rating thing that you got on your channel, dude.
Gotta make use of it. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna move forward with this right now.
Well, you know what's not amateur? Still series.
No, they're very professional. Our sponsor, Steel Series. We'll be starting giveaways again for those soon. Weekly giveaways for those starting again soon. Because we didn't do them for a while because the podcast wasn't actually weekly because, Final Fantasy XIV is a finite resource of show at times when there's months and months and months of extra time. But Steel Series, support us all the same. Type ! Steel Series in Twitch chat to get the link and the discount code. And if you're in the YouTube video, just go down below. Support the channel. It's holiday season. Treat yourself. Save 12%, treat yourself. Just do it. And so you can't do it, Frosty. It doesn't work for you. That's fine.
Damn it! What the hell,
you just gotta scroll up. No, it's because it has a delay. That's the reason, and somebody else already posted. All right.
Oh, okay.
And thank you to our sponsors over on Patreon for supporting. They don't get anything for doing that. They just do it because they want to. Because all the content's free. It's always free. Look, you're watching it right now. It's free. Well, your time isn't free, but that's the best we can do.
Yeah, and you probably have to have some sort of device to watch it on. That probably costs money.
Yeah, and you're probably watching it on not just a device, but like an internet plan or like a mobile plan, like a data plan. And plus, you probably are paying for electricity, and you probably live somewhere, maybe a car even. You still have to pay for the car.
Suck the fucking energy out of the goddamn show before we start. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, totally not me doing it.
Yeah, definitely not Frosty. That could be a bit all in its own. Definitely not Frosty.
So we had a live letter.
We did have a live letter. We
had a live letter.
We sure did.
A pretty unexpectedly lengthy live letter.
Listen, I expected it to be long, but even I thought they would cut time short a little bit from the 6 to 6.5 hours it ended up being. Frosty, I almost invited you to that, but I went, nah, I remember last time. I don't think this one will be as long, but I'll let Frosty go. I shouldn't drag your ass on there to suffer with the rest of us.
Yeah, it was pain. It was absolutely pain for me. I don't know. There were a couple of moments that kind of rejuvenated me and brought me back to life, but a lot of it was pain. Until we got to the one thing I was waiting for, and then, we can have that conversation whenever. But, most of what they talked about were things that, there are some things that are important, but a lot of it was so much filler to me, and I just couldn't keep up with it, dude. I was like going insane, because I was like, man, I've been waiting 3 years for a piece of information about, one part of the game. And I keep getting told it's next time and next time. And we just keep going, and we're introducing characters. Hey, here's Yoshida. Not Yoshida. Y'shtola.
Yoshida is Y'shtola confirmed. There you go.
And I don't know. It drove me insane. But I did like a lot of the live letter. I do think the start of it I was not expecting it at all. I don't know if there was anyone who was actually expecting that. I knew what was happening literally as they started the explanation, but I was not expecting them to say there was a 2-week delay. And that has put up a lot of conversation within the community, like tons, as you guys probably have noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Sly and I are smiling because him and I were like, oh, thank fucking God. All right.
I mean, I'm on that train too. I'm 100% on that train because just personally for me, being pushed 2 weeks helps me out in things that are going on in my life outside of video games and all that other stuff. Plus, the world race is not going to be right before Christmas. It's going to be right after the holidays. And there's just so much that just works out to my benefit personally. But I know how many people are upset at the situation of planning this stuff out and planning, and just they really wanted to say, hey, I'm on board this expansion. I'm going to play immediately as soon as it comes out, and this is going to be my enjoyment because I have PTO to burn, because if I don't use it now, I'm not going to be able to keep it for the end of the year, right? So they went ahead and scheduled all that stuff, and there was just tons and tons of those situations, and I sympathize 100%. Because it sucks.
Yeah, you kind of just pulled the entire conversation right before I got to it, because that was where I was going to go.
Dude,
that's what happens. That's what happens when you have two podcasts run.
It's a habit.
Yeah,
it's a habit.
It's a big habit. That's not true. He would definitely have talked less on his own show.
It's true. It's true.
Right.
But I'm already thinking these things on my show because I'm having to constantly think about where the conversation is, where they're going.
We don't do that at all.
Okay.
No. We really don't.
Not at all.
We're just like, what are we talking about again? Who are you talking to? That's
Well, I guess there are a couple of things that were interesting to me. One of the big points of it is how there was two sides of the coin. The community always gets split in half. Every fucking thing, dude. It doesn't matter what it is. We're going to split the community in half in their opinions.
Wait, Frosty.
What?
Wait.
Are you saying people have opinions?
2. They only have 2. They're one or the other, dude. It's never like a vast variety. It's like, hey, well, I guess there's a little bit, right? Maybe there's 3. But there's like the opinion
the
of,
whole
hey,
argument's
that's okay.
falling apart now. You're like, maybe 3, maybe
3, because there's the in between, I guess. There's the people who are just like absolutely upset, horribly upset. There's like a handful of those, but most of them are actually upset, sad, and I feel bad about being sad because people will attack me for saying I'm sad. And I'm sad, but I'm not happy with this result. Like I want I want them to be able to do that, and they're afraid to say, "Hey, Square Enix should have been on time. This is a mistake on their end." Then there's the side that says, "Hey, don't say anything bad about Square Enix." Right? I mean, that's kind of the two extremes I'm seeing. Am I wrong?
I think it's a little more than that. I mean,
all right, go tell me.
I mean, yes. There are Square Enix apologists. Like, Square Enix can do no wrong. I'll agree with you there. And then there are the people who are legitimately angry. I can say legitimately because, again, like you said, people had things planned out and whatnot. Then go past that. There are people angry just for the sake of being fucking angry. Like, they have no legitimacy whatsoever. They just want to be fucking mad that, like, they didn't get their shit now.
Yeah.
Then there's us who are like, thank fucking God we can, take a time, do other things. We can actually, celebrate Thanksgiving.
Fuck! I still have to buy something to eat for. Fuck! I gotta order a turkey.
You don't have to
I got
wait
my
during
stuff
Christmas? Yeah, I still got a pre-order turkey.
Pre-order turkey? I don't think I've ever heard us refer to pre.
Yeah, I pre-ordered
what are the
Thanksgiving
pre-order
dinner.
bonuses? Wait, what? Sly, what are the pre-order bonus? Fuck it. Continue what you were saying.
The turkey doesn't come with any DLC or anything, but I am getting,
No mashed
some
potato
stuff.
DLC.
No, yeah. I gotta craft it myself. But yeah, like there's us who are
Is the
kind
turkey
of
gonna be
thankful and
delayed 2
grateful.
weeks? God damn it. I'm sorry, that
Y'all
one
are
really
fucking terrible.
got me.
I know,
I had to audibly laugh at that one as soon as I saw this. The turkey.
Y'all are fucking terrible. But yeah, there are those of us who are kind of grateful for the little bit of breathing room that it gave. So yeah, there are a lot of people who have stake in it for whatever reason, like various reasons, being apologists, being grateful to have the time, being, concerned, for, the welfare of the devs, because, they're doing crazy hours to put this shit out, albeit with a delay, but to put this shit out. And, JG Gamesworth, it's my game and I want it fucking now. So yeah, there are many extremes to this. There are many sides of this coin.
I mean, it's balances all around. There's various degrees, but the opinion of, hey, I'm upset that Square Enix did this. I'm upset that the planning worked out this way. And then there's people who are like, don't be upset with them. You shouldn't be upset with them because they're wonderful people. But they are.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. And there's this whole conversation about separating the company and what it's doing versus the actual people out there. But they mix that together so much, it's hard to do
so
it.
many times. Agreed.
So it is a weird situation.
What I saw. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say.
Go ahead. You can talk. It's your turn.
Yeah,
to
that's
talk.
true. I had to steal some of Sly's time to get any words in. I've seen 3 groups of people. You said 2. I've definitely seen 3. Okay. And I'm going to give you the percentage size of each of these groups for perspective. Okay. You have between 3 to 5% of people who are unreasonably upset. Like, that same group that's always like way overboard. Like, it's like they say the most heinous shit that should not be leaving anyone's mouth, regardless of how upset you are. That's the 3 to 5. It's like 3 to probably not even. It's probably like the 3. Then you've got, I'll say 25 to 30% of people who are like, I don't know if I can get like my time off changed, or oh man, I had everything planned out and that really sucks. Like reasonably upset people who had a plan and now the plan is ruined. They've got time off that they essentially can't do anything with, or they can't get changed, or they don't know if they can change it. It's just that microcosm of people. So we're at 33%. The other 2/3 are people telling you not to be in the 3% and mistaking the 30% for being the 3%. That's what I've seen. Because there are people, you can't even be reasonably upset with some people, but it's just like this. I've seen a mass wave of people saying, don't be mad, don't be upset, don't have any negative reaction. It's not even like apologists. It's weird. It's just like this unreasonably, it's the largest group by far is the people saying don't be negative. And but they're the most negative people.
Yeah, and they're doing this in defense of the devs because they love the devs. Yeah. I mean, that's all they're doing. They're not thinking Square Enix. They're thinking Yoshida. Don't say bad things because I love them and I don't want you to say something that would make them upset or put them, because they're already feeling bad and horrible, and I don't want you to make them feel bad and horrible anymore. But it puts everyone in an awkward position to where they can't say how they really feel because they feel like 2/3 of the people are going to attack them.
I'm sorry, my percentages were off.
I doubt that. I mean, even after, once the dust settles, after that, I feel like us 3 here and a lot of people in among the content creators and whatnot and podcasters and like anybody who has a goddamn opinion are always going to be critical about what Yoshi P does to a certain extent. We always are. We'll call out some bullshit if we see it. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I do all the time. And I know.
Yeah, you've had a lot to cut through.
Myself
Also.
over. Yeah.
I did mess up. It was 61% of people who said you can't be angry at all or upset in any capacity. Then there's the 5% that Sly and I are in. 3 to 5%. So thank fucking God.
I mean, I'm in that percent, to be honest with you. I mean, to be truthful, I'm so numb to like the situations, and if something bad happens, I just don't care. I'm like, well, I can easily adjust my life and still be happy. If something God,
I wasn't going to do it.
Already.
I was going to let you have that. I don't have to say it anymore. You just do it yourself.
It's in my head. I can't get it out. Dude. Like, I just hear you say it. Like, even on my show, when you're not there, and I say that, I'm like, I hear it. And
I live rent-free in Frosty's fucking head.
I hate it so much.
You're like, you're gonna have your kid, and the doctor's gonna be like, this must be the happiest day of your life. You're like, fuck!
Get out of here!
You're not being named Mike. Whatever your name is, it's not Mike.
It's not Mike for sure. I think we're gonna give her it's a her, by the way.
Michelle.
Give her, no, not Michelle.
No, I'm saying you can't name her Michelle. That's what I was like. That's
I 100%.
No, growing up. I had people say Michael. They'd say Michelle, and I'd be like, "They're fucking spelled different. How did you do this?" Yeah, Mitchell also no, but more likely Michelle was
it's just the people I know named Michelle makes me not name it that, and that's just a whole personal thing. I'm gonna give her internet name. It's gonna be like Frostina or something like that.
Don't do that.
You know. But it's not gonna be a real name. It's gonna be what I'm gonna refer to her as on the internet, so people can. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, I think. Anyways, tangent. We're on right now, getting off that one.
Yeah.
I'm numb because same thing with the COVID delays and everything else. It sucks, but I never got to a point to where I was horribly upset with it because I'm like, this is just part of what life is like, right? Things get delayed, things happen. And it's not always exactly as I want it, and I just go on to whatever else I need to do and fill my time however I need to. I've never been in a situation, at least with Final Fantasy XIV, in the last few years at least, where I'm upset that there's a delay or something happened in there that was not exactly the way I expected it to. Just that's how it is now. Maybe back in the day, I'd get a little bit more upset, but I'm numb.
This is a struggle because his paw is stuck in my shirt because he wanted. There you go. There's food right there. Oh, I don't know what that was.
What's Aloha's opinion?
So you're saying even without like the current, conditions in the world, like you probably wouldn't be upset?
There are so many more things in my life for me to get upset over is the thing.
I feel that. I feel that on an intrinsic level.
There are so many things. COVID, all that stuff. The pregnancy with the child that's coming. There's things for me to freak out and be scared of on that. There's, I'm moving. I'm stuff with that. My job that I'm doing. All these things are so like tense and stressful. A delay in Final Fantasy XIV means nothing to me. And that's unfair that's my perspective, so it's kind of unfair for me to push that on other people, but that's just how I am now.
I don't think that's what everyone is doing. Like literally every person who's having an experience that's what an opinion is.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I think them doing that, seeing Yoshida cry, and there's the opinion of, oh well, he's just doing it to try to like put on a show or something. That's at 3 to
5%. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident that's not even remotely true because I think that guy really hates messing up. I think he hates feeling like he messed up.
Yeah.
That is absolutely a genuine reaction to him doing it. And what developer does that? Have you ever seen a developer like get as emotionally involved with this stuff as Yoshida has?
Right. And we were kind of talking about that during the fact, and like the comparison we were making, the obvious comparison was Blizzard. And what did Burns say? What did we say? Like, Blizzard, they probably wouldn't do this. They probably wouldn't,
Blue post.
go through this and let you know. It would be a tweet, or they would just release the game.
Yeah.
Or a blue post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that's why I think a lot of us in the community are we feel so connected. We have sort of we do kind of have a parasocial relationship with Yoshida.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why we have this big group of people in Final Fantasy XIV's community that are so defensive of them. And they kind of don't. It's like someone trying to make fun of your friend or your child or something. You're like, no, shut up. They're doing great. And that's kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I'm happy. I'm content with it, and I'm.
Every fucking time.
I might have to. I don't know. I'm very content with the situation. I think that it's going to be great for me and everything else. I think the world race is going to be that much more exciting. A lot more people will be able to be involved with it because most people will be coming up back from their vacation and everything else and jumping into it. So
yeah,
thumbs up. Then we get like an hour of like nothing in the live letter. I don't know if you guys want to talk about what they talked about. The rehash of everything. I'm trying to figure out who that is for, by the way, because we could say maybe this is for those new players from WoW and everything else that aren't familiar with the story. But wait a minute. God. If they're not familiar with the story, why are we giving them this information?
Yeah. By the way, I'm going to have to get some... my leg is bleeding from Aloha stepping on me.
Holy crap.
He tore my leg open.
Yourself. We'll be fine.
Before I go to do that.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, I looked down, I'm like, is that... God damn it, Aloha. This is back paws. You can't control how sharp his back... They literally can't. Cats can't control their back claws.
Yeah.
So
there's not much.
He kicked off me. He, well, let's just say that he's got dinner on his back feet, as far as I'm concerned.
Go watch that shit.
No, hold on.
Please.
Before I do that, I don't think most of it's rehashing, and I think a lot of it is just so I'm just glad they didn't talk about stats cushion and belts again. Fucking thank God for that. But they always like to sprinkle a new detail in here or there in those things, but it feels like it's like they're making a sandwich and they're like, oh, this is our specialty, but then they're like, oh, and this is our secret ingredient. And there's just that one thing that wasn't on the slide the last time they talked about it that they just want to insert, but they just don't want to talk about that one thing.
I'm going to be critical and say that's absolutely a misstep on their end. And I don't like it because they don't have time. They have to go be developing this game, dude. What are they doing? Talking to us for an hour and giving us stuff we already know.
Again, one thing I have to think about is like some of my friends are kind of new to the game. You kind of have to think about how many of the players who are just coming in even know we have live letters.
Mm-hmm.
How many players are that was their first live letter, or the one before was their first live letter, because it's just in Walker stuff.
It depends if they follow a streamer. If they follow a streamer, they know, but that's about it.
Yeah. And then there are the newer players who just get their news through podcasts and through articles and Twitter and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have to break it down there a little bit.
I guess. And I mean, even if they weren't going to, by the way, even if they weren't going to go develop and take that hour out, they could go sleep for an hour or something. That dude needs some sleep. And he doesn't have to, I don't know.
Yoshida looked like a different person.
He's fine. He sleeps at the office.
He didn't look well for in my my side of that. It looks like he was like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to go through all this crap, and I'm here. I did my hair real quick, like I do. I just fucking brush it to the side, and I'm happy, right?
Stop.
But
it is a legitimate word. You can say it without him being in your head. No, it is okay.
I don't know.
You have permission. You have permission.
Nope.
Do it.
Just do it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Just do it. Just do it.
I'm here.
All right. I can do it. I'm very happy, you know.
There you go.
You know, okay, I'm good. And this is before all your YouTube comments say how much of a shithead I am and why do you even invite me here?
A shatheed.
A what?
A shatheed.
A shatheed?
Yeah.
I don't know what a shatheed is.
Spell shithead out.
Spell shit hell out is what I heard.
Spell shithead out.
Shit. I can't keep up. I don't know if I'm just like, I'm having a stroke or something. I don't
I think you might be.
I don't know.
Shatheed. You're a shatheed.
Oh, I'm a shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I am.
There you go.
And I'm sorry for all the YouTube watchers who will be upset, but that's all right. I think that the one thing that really brought me back to life was that raid that they showed us. A little bit of a glimpse of the raid, Pandemonium.
I don't know. I guess
they showed us a trailer before that. Maybe we should talk about the trailer before we get into
God,
that.
the trailer! I could do a whole fucking show about the trailer. I see. The thing is, at the very beginning they said like, oh, I bet you were expecting a trailer, but there's something we have to talk about first. I'm not gonna lie, my brain went to something happening to Soken before anything delay related.
Was. I did have like an ounce of thinking that, but for some reason I was like, "There's no way they would say that."
In a live letter as the very beginning. Yeah. Well, what I thought it was going to be was that, like, Soken was sick, so they didn't have the launch trailer ready. Like, he had to, like, go do something. Like, that's where my brain went when I thought they were like, oh, the launch trailer's not ready. I was like, oh, I wonder if something like Soken was unable because he had to, like, do something for something,
Yeah, and I do like how they clarified that later on, that he's doing perfectly fine. He's doing great. Just to make everyone feel a little bit better about that.
Yeah, and then they went into the delay, and then they still... I thought we just weren't getting a launch trailer at all.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that's fine. But then we got it, and I would watch it. I've watched it so many times. I bet... We don't need to watch it, because I bet everyone watching has already watched it fucking 6,000 times over. Yeah. And we don't need our show to be 6 hours long, so we don't need to watch the launch trailer twice and talk about it a bunch of times. And like we could just talk about it once. That was a very good... and very limited spoiler launch trailer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff you can just pull, but I mean, that's just what it is, dude. You can only just make guesses and theorize, but there's no, like, concrete, hey, this is happening. I mean, you could say that this scene has happened and this person is alive during the scene, so you can estimate something there, right?
If there's anything I've learned from watching
he's already trying to kill off certain people.
Well, if there's anything I can tell from Marvel trailers is they are so willing to digitize, like, and add people to scenes just for trailer's sake, just to not let you figure out what's happening.
Man, should we talk about who's going to die and, like, lose, like, so many people?
Oh, my God.
Dude, we've done this, like, every week for the past however many weeks. Who do you want to die?
Man, I want so many people to die. Dude, I want, like, every Scion to just die, to be honest with you. Just, like, do a clean slate and have the next expansion start with, like, a whole... we're really sad because all of our friends died, and that's the next expansion. I'm on board with that.
What's the next? Sadbringers?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It's impossible to know who's going to die. Yoshida.
Stop saying
Y'shtola is obviously one of the ones that are like, hey, look, there's some reasons why she might die, all right? Thancred, he might go back to, like, the first or something, right? I don't think he's going to die. Maybe they'll try to transfer him back and he'll do some weird thing over there. I don't know. What else was it? I don't know. They don't have to kill anyone. It's still going to be a good story. But for some reason...
they got to kill somebody.
Do they?
Yeah, come on now.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying all this time. Do they?
You have to kill somebody. I just don't think it's going to be an A-lister, but they got to kill somebody.
Mascots die all the time, just to let you guys know.
Does there really need to be mass death for the story to
I didn't say mass, I said somebody.
Sly, I remember Heavensward And I remember having you on a show before Heavensward was released, and we were talking about who's dead, and you're like, they're all dead. You're like, everyone's dead.
I need receipts.
I need to go pull that clip back and find it again because that was so great. But no, I think, man, I don't know. They're probably going to throw some new characters and we're going to get attached to them and they'll kill those off. Kill one maybe main person that's been with us forever and then just let everyone go take roles away from us where we're not like they're off doing something else and not really the Scions anymore. Maybe the Scions just break apart and then you start your new adventure doing whatever happens in the next part of the story. But I don't know.
I can't wait for Alphinaud and Alcide to die. No, I actually
one of them's going to die.
I predicted neither of them will die. I predicted Thancred was going to be the one to go. His story's told. He had his bout with death once already. This time it's for good.
A lot of them did, though. A lot of them had their bout with death.
Yeah, but Thancred, we got to play it.
Okay. The other things with that trailer, I'm trying to think about. I mean, they did that thing at the end. It was like, oh, this is definitely meaning someone's going to die, right? And that's kind of what sparks a lot of this conversation. But what did you guys think about the rest of it?
I'm just glad they didn't. They played it safe with the scenes they used. They went for high impact scenes that are from roughly the same kind of like, not points in time, but like thematically, they don't really reveal much. They're just kind of exemplifying what we already know is happening. World's going to shit. We have to go to Garlemald. Like making use of the locations we know we're going, and the events that we already kind of can imagine are going to transpire.
I saw that crystal dungeon.
Yes. There was also the broken sky dark sea dungeon with the dark balls in the back. So those were two specific interest points. Anima, of course.
Anima, definitely a big one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was weird. For some reason, Anima didn't look as scary. Maybe it's because just the perspective of what they were doing there. But for some reason, like it didn't match the epicness in my mind.
Was it the size? They look smaller.
Maybe it was the size, yeah. Because when I was thinking Anima, I was thinking like tower, huge, giant, crazy thing, right? I don't know why. But Anima's there. We haven't seen anything about Anima since like what? They talked about Anima at the expansion reveal?
Yeah, I mean, but we knew they weren't going to give us much. I mean, it's kind of like how... What I liked about this is I remember when they showed us Innocence and then they showed us Vothri like 5 minutes later and we're like... What the fuck? Literally wearing the same thing, one's just hot. What? You can't just show those two things back to back and not think I'm going to not draw a conclusion here. Come on now. That's it. So,
yeah.
I think they... I'm just glad that they managed to navigate this trailer with as much carefulness as they could. I think a few things kind of slip. At least they get the mind going a little bit more. One big one is us on the throne with Xenos T-posing on us. If that's not us being used to open the portal, the gateway to the gods of the moon, I will be completely shocked. Because I bet you that's what's fucking happening there.
Completely, I mean, same topic, but a little bit off to the side. Why is there a UK version, and an English version?
There's always a UK version.
But why?
Shut up.
Okay.
That's a good reason. Okay. Thank you.
I think it is the rating
thank you for
system.
shedding light on that, please.
It's the rating system.
Oh, they have to change with that? Okay, thank you, everybody, because I was a little confused about that. Because then they put those URLs up for every single one, and I'm like...
What do you think? Do you think they're just going to say some, like, overly, like, British shit that, like, we don't have in the English version?
I don't know! I was like, what is it? I couldn't make sense of it. Maybe British is a whole nother language, dude.
Super
to be
UK
honest with you,
Hello, governor.
The one time I went to England, everyone was so nice to me until I started to talk. And then my accent came out, and they're like, "Oh, fucking American."
Well, it's the end of the world, isn't it? There you go.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the trailer was that, right? So we saw some cool stuff with that, and then again rehashing until we got to the raid, if I remember right. Is that correct?
Yeah. It was. They basically went through area to area before showing us Pandemonium. We did actually get to see the tombstone. They actually did get to the new tombstone types before that, which is normally not that exciting, but occasionally they show us gear alongside of that, and that is more exciting. Because we got the Final Fantasy IV fan service out the wazoo for the uncapped tombstones, specifically the ones you can farm. You got Edge, Rydia, Tella. You got just the slew of Final Fantasy forecast, all being the first set that we'll essentially have. Like, that's the set we'll be wearing for like 2 to 4 weeks before we get normal mode stuff and crafted stuff.
Yeah.
And that's all
I mean, it's going to look so great on my Hrothgar.
I'm glad they showed the Teleset in the Hrothgar.
Yeah. Is it Rogadan or Hrothgar is like the most unplayed?
Probably Hrothgar.
Racing game. Is it Hrothgar? Probably. I feel so bad. I'm still debating if I'm going to go Bunny Boy.
Why do you feel bad?
Because I'm like, they put so much work into making this whole new race that's like a beast and has like this whole different kind of, imagery to it, and no one plays it.
But there's always got to be a worst, or at least popular. Somebody's got to be the least popular.
Oh, that's me in a nutshell.
The least popular?
Yeah.
That's not nice.
that's me. But yeah, I think seeing Pandemonium got me really excited because I did not expect to see anything. I thought they were just going to leave that completely a mystery until we got to it. So, I mean, seeing it and realizing we're basically going to hell, I was like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go. Rock and roll. I want to get in there.
Are you on the highway to hell?
I'm on the highway to hell, dude. I was so excited seeing that. We kind of knew what it was going to look like. Okay, maybe different layers of hell thing. And I don't know. I guess that's really awesome having some sort of, I don't know, what do you call it when you say something and it's right later? Vindication?
That's beyond my vernacular.
Okay.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Okay. And so that was really cool. And it makes me really excited to see what we're going to have in that raid. Was that just the entrance, you think? Or was that like...
So that was the discussion I wanted to have. Sly, where are you on this? Validation.
Okay, let's go ahead.
A hub area, but like it... I want to say hub area, but it kind of feels like the old raids that we had in ARR where we had like trash and shit, and then you got to the boss. Like, I don't think they're going back to that, but I really want to say hub area.
I think it was a solo instance they repurposed to just explore around it. Like, I think that, like, you know how in Omega where you have to like do the fighting sequence for your solo and you have to do a bunch of shit. I think that it might be one of those, but they just repurposed it so that he could just walk through. Because the big thing is there's like these almost fake like enemy gates that he just kind of phases through. They're not the usual ones, but they're like these red spheres that. And then you have those four ominous statues like right as you're going in. I'm like, those things are going to come to life. So I think it was a solo instance that he repurposed, and they kept the instance information hidden on purpose. The entire duty list was hidden, as to not let us know what it was. But it's either a hub or a solo instance. I don't think it's where the first boss is or anything like that. But it's way bigger than the Eden and Omega hubs. The Omega hub is a platform with a fucking boiler, and Eden is also a platform, but Reen is there.
Yeah,
and like the edge with the spikes, I don't know if it looked like you could fall off, maybe?
That'd be funny if you could fall off especially if it is a solo instance.
How cool would it be though if it was actually a boss room and we'd have something completely like off the wall that we haven't really experienced before with raids? I mean, not recently at least, right?
Right.
I mean, I can imagine them closing the gate and you have to separate into 2 different parties or something like that, and like all kinds of things that could really go on. But I don't know if they would go in that direction with raids anymore. There's just too much on the line with this expansion going well with the raid. And going well with like everything, because we have the most attention we've ever had on this game ever. So
I just
probably will stick.
I loved how it looked visibly. I love the tone, the ambiance.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to hell.
Me either, dude. I'm ready.
I remember when we first saw it, everyone was like, "Sly, is this where the next? Is this the Persona 3 sequel? What is this? Is this Tartarus? What's going on?"
Okay.
Sly's like, "No, that's not my Tartarus."
No.
If I say anything like that in SMT5, I'm gonna keep you in mind.
Dude. All I know about SMT is what I see on Sly's stream, and it's fantastic.
Me dying a lot. It's just me dying a lot. That's it.
Okay.
I like chat. You can't spell Tartarus without Tataru.
Wow.
Zodiark once again confirmed.
Do you think Tataru is gonna be a bad guy at some point?
She better be.
You know.
I hope she just gets possessed and the possessor makes her evil, just so we can have evil Tataru.
Just for the vindication that we've all been waiting for how many years? Ever since that one little smile she gave us.
Doing the Hildebrand series at that. When you bring Hildebrand back, put Tataru in there, make her evil for a little bit.
Okay, I can go with it.
Tataru Extreme.
Yeah, exactly.
What if she's the one that dies, but then does like a Xenos comeback, and someone like a Saiyan takes over her body or something? I don't know. Maybe something crazier than that.
Oh, that's okay. So Tataru's gonna die. I mean, technically, if I'm predicting she's the final boss, she's got to die, right? So, I guess I've technically been predicting that the whole time.
Yeah. And then her death's going to be similar to what happened to like that one character. Was it Tasleen?
Tasleen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't imagine 8 people in an instance just wailing on this one fucking Lalafell.
That would be so great.
I can't really imagine that. I'm sorry.
They haven't done that, have they? They haven't really made a Lalafell-sized boss. I really wish they would.
Well, there is one Lalafell boss that I can think. Hollotali hard mode has literally a Lalafell.
Yeah, I was going to say Hollotali. It's part of it. Like, it's one part of it, and the rest of them are just like Elves and I don't know. I think I wrote.
There's also Lalafell Odin. Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's true. Technically.
When I was Odin, I was an Ellison. Never mind. Long time ago. I was the first ever Odin on Sargatanas.
Congratulations,
Bro,
Mike.
It was great. Imagine my surprise when I walked up to Odin and said my name, and I'm like,
I'm famous.
Do I know you? Because we didn't know that's how it works. So I was just like, do I know you?
Man, do people still do Odin?
I'm sure some people do.
Yeah. It happened.
Okay.
I haven't seen old boy in years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's all they gave us for the raid, right?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, they did show us the gear. They did show us a few sets of the gear as well. That, like, bright white set, which was really weird. Maybe it's like Purgatory. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Or Light the Face the Darkness or something like that.
Why you gotta be so anime?
Dude, I was listening to my playlist from Spotify, and it's anime openings playlist of 200
Tell me Smile
songs
Bomb was on there. Smile Bomb better be on there.
I don't know if I heard that.
If
I don't know.
Smile Bomb's
play
not
a
on
lot
there,
of,
it's
like,
not a real playlist. Okay.
They play so much Full Metal Alchemist, and they play like a whole bunch of like Attack on Titan.
Put Smile Bomb on that list.
I didn't make it.
Well, go make it. Okay.
Man, we can't hold a conversation like at all.
This is holding a conversation.
We hold this whole tangent every time.
If you tell me you've got anime openings on a playlist, then Smile Bomb has to be there. Okay.
Okay, I'll get it at it.
Okay, perfect.
But I guess after that, I feel like they told us that the NPCs are going to follow us around at certain points.
A lot of people were confused about this.
Oh,
So that means we need another live letter about it. Yeah, we need another live letter about it for sure, along with belts and stats push.
Yeah. The confusing thing is, hasn't that? I guess maybe that really hasn't happened before.
We've never had.
No.
We've never had anything that works like that. And so what we've had solo instances with NPCs, but essentially this is us walking around like Charlene, for example, going from quest objective to quest objective and just literally RP walking with Alphino and Alcé behind us, and they're just like, yes, the scenery this is 200 years old. Like literally having a conversation, like just as a point-to-point travel thing, yeah.
Let's make two scenarios here. See, look, this motherfucker said I'm slow. I'm not slow. You're slow, you asshole. All right, so we got two things.
That reminds me of Harold and Kumar. Was like, he says I'm not quick enough. Well, let me tell you, I am quick enough.
Oh my god.
Cock boy.
Oh, yeah, cock boy. But there's two scenarios here, right? Let's say they never tell us that information. They never tell us that. And it just happens. And we think, oh, wow, that's cool. Look at what's going on. You know? And now, are we happier, you know, in that scenario versus them telling us right now that they're doing it and we're not as impressed later on? I don't know what the point is in telling us that that's going to happen.
I think it's neutral. So here, I think back to the first time we got a role-playing sequence. They didn't tell us we were getting that. And it just happened, and we were playing as Alphino all of a sudden, and we get saved by the Shadow Hunter, and yada, yada, yada. It was great. It was a great scene. It was a great way of introducing it. I think they're a little more concerned about people feeling like they're missing photo ops. Because that's essentially...
You know what?
So you're not seeing this from
exactly it.
So, Mike, you're not seeing this from a lore standpoint or anything.
Well, I think it's there for a lore and like an immersion standpoint, but I feel like they feel like if they don't explain it to people, that people might just go through it and not think of the potential photo op, because they very specifically wanted you to know you could G-pose if you leave the area, it resets the event, and like all sorts of things. Basically, all the information somebody looking to get the perfect screenshot would need.
Okay. No, you're 100% right, and I didn't catch that because I haven't talked to really anybody about this before. I was just like, that's so weird they're telling us that. But in 2 seconds of a conversation, that makes 100% sense.
So
they have to explain things for, like, man, I've got... Fuck your chat, man. What the hell?
Frosty, when I'm in your chat, they say the same thing about you. It's the same...
They say the same thing about me? Yeah,
in your chat.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You know what? I'm commonly running into people saying this shit about me. Maybe it is me.
I'm gonna go to your Discord on my phone, and I bet you in your own Discord I will find comments.
People shit like me.
I bet you in your own Discord I can find this while we continue the conversation. And the thing is, in a way, you're encouraging it, so it's really just your fault.
I am. I should just not mention it and ignore everyone and not give them any feedback.
Let's see. What's your... never mind, I found it. Let's see. PvP
what's my
section.
icon?
Well, because I had like 3 or 4 that had Moogles, so I was like, fuck, which one's his?
Who else uses Moogles?
I don't know, the ones that I'm in.
Reddit.
Oh, yeah, Reddit literally has one.
Reddit.
Good call. Centurio Hunts uses one. And I thought I had one more, but I have 3. There you go. And then you.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be.
There you go.
But they gave us that information, and that was the other new information before they got into what I was looking for. Right?
You mean crafting?
I'm going to be honest. If we talk about crafting today, I am going to be 100% silent because I have nothing to say.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Gathering.
PvP, man.
Gathering.
So, no.
The new vinyl?
Changes. Oh, new fishing minigame.
Man,
New
where's
fishing
the
minigame.
exit?
Spearfishing.
Where's exit? Right here.
Yeah.
Disconnect.
Yeah, I love how they said, like, talked about spearfishing and we don't get a new jig. I'm kind of mad about that. It's still got that same level 61 jig that we've been using.
I just encourage this shit. I just encourage this shit all the time, man. I need to stop it. Oy.
Dude, think about all of the market board PvP.
All right.
Okay, so they actually did talk about PvP, by the way.
I did. I want to know. I want to know from your perspective right now, seeing what they said. That Mr. Happy, the guy who doesn't give a shit about PvP at all.
That's not true.
Sly.
I give a shit. It just sucks.
Okay, fair. All right, there's your opinion. The person who thinks it sucks. Okay, then we go into Sly, who enjoyed it for some time, and you don't really mess around with it as much anymore, though, right? No,
I was just there for the free chicken. Yeah.
No, I gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
Seeing Crystal Conflict and seeing what they said, what is your overall thoughts about the PvP additions and changes they're doing?
Sly, you go first.
I gotta put it on me. Looks interesting. I wasn't expecting them to wholeheartedly remove Feast for it.
Oh, well, of course.
I'm still like, that kind of caught me off guard. That caught me off guard, and the fact that we're having a preseason for Feast, even though there's not going to be.
Yeah, that is fun.
Like, what the hell? But yeah, yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I kind of wish the maps, each of the maps kind of felt. I feel like the maps are missing something. It's just like they're just there. I wish they had something individual to that. Because I feel like what?
They do.
What were you gonna say?
They do have something individual to each of them. They
didn't really get into it, but
no, they showed us one individual map event, which was the Bomberman bomb, and they said that's each different map has different.
I thought that was consistent across all the
maps.
No,
they said every different map has a different like occurrence or like different not objectives, but different like random events that occurred during it. So that was just specific to that one map, the Bomberman bomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah. There you go then.
I mean, I really just have to try it out. But yeah,
I mean, are you excited to try it out? Is there like any kind of energy? You're thinking maybe there's a chance PvP could be fun in Final Fantasy 14?
I have reservations, but I don't think this is going to be the thing to drive people to PvP.
You don't think so?
Really?
I'll tell you the thing that'll drive them there. Those fucking battle passes. Because people like free chicken, and then battle passes, that's free chicken.
Or free chicken.
That's free chicken right there.
That's free chicken.
They put a lot of thought into this, to be honest with you, and I think it's going to work out extremely well.
How do you feel about? Oh, okay. How do you feel about them removing Feast though?
I mean, it's just gone, dude. They removed it 3 years ago. So I don't know what the
damn.
I mean, I can't even be mad at the response,
dude. As soon as we got into Shadowbringers, they did balancing changes, right? They did stuff that to keep it up and try to balance some stuff out. But in the end, there was nothing new. They didn't make new maps. They didn't do anything. They didn't communicate about it. There's all these issues going on in the community, or people are like, "Hey, we need these things fixed. We need people to talk to us. We need to say," and it's silence. They at that point when Shadowbringers was out, I'm pretty sure they're like, "Okay, we're killing this mode," and they didn't say anything about it because they did almost absolutely nothing to support Feast and keep it going, except for just doing another season and doing a preseason and another season, and that's it. They
championship at the Fan Fest.
After Fan, that's when it died. Is after like as soon as we went into Shadowbringers, that was pretty much it. They revamped the whole system and went really hardcore, and you could see them trying to not really hardcore, but they did work, right? They did a lot of stuff in Stormblood to try to make PvP a thing, with Feast and make that successful and kind of put it in a bubble they can control. That's why they changed all the actions and everything else. But after that happened, there was something on their side where they said, hey, we can't make Feast successful right now, and we're just not going to do anything with it. And that's what it felt like since Shadowbringers was released. And so as time went on, I pretty much guessed that Feast was just done and it was dead. I don't think there's probably a few people who thought Feast was going to stick around, but I knew fairly confidently it was gone. And I think they even said it in an interview somewhere that they were like going to put it on hold or something. But to me, that was translated in my head, it's gone.
Well, it doesn't help that they have a track record with that with PvP modes, where they're just like, well, that didn't work. Just don't fix it. Just don't ever use it again. It's like, oh, Astrologos? Nah, just use the new map. Oh, what's it called? The Fold? Nah, fuck it. Get rid of it. 8v8 map? Nah, get rid of it. Anything that's not the Crystal Tower map for the Feast? Nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
So.
But, I do come from a very biased perspective, and I do have to let everybody know, Feast is a big part of what I've done in this game. I've done the shoutcasting for it. I've worked pretty hard in the community itself. Years ago, even, I do Feast events on Fridays and stuff from time to time. I have fun with Feast, and it is a thing that's been a big part of my life. But if they're not going to address the issues it has and try to make it into a better mode or try to make it work right now, then yeah, please kill it, because no one really likes it. It's going to be memed on forever, and start this new mode that people may like, which I think people are going to fucking love. Crystal Conflict. I think it's going to be very addictive.
I honestly think they're putting all their eggs in one basket, and that's not the way to.
Well, where else are they going to put their eggs? They don't have more than one basket, man. So they're going to do 2 PvP modes?
Okay, we're not counting. Sure.
No.
Because I really feel like
2 PvP modes.
Like in my head, I'm just like, I don't know where you see this going down the line. Like Feast is something I could definitely see, like being shoutcasted. This, while it looks interesting and while I will try it, like it just doesn't have that. I don't feel like it has that competitive edge that Feast did. I mean,
100%, it will.
Oh, go ahead.
You think it will? It is. And no, keep going. I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm wondering.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I got something.
I'm just
trying
to gauge what your
okay,
thoughts are.
Go ahead, Mike.
Because, like,
or whoever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck you too. Anyway, no. So we've heard over recent months, and this had brought a bit of concern before the official reveal of the mode, that they were looking at popular, casually approachable PvP games, and that of like Apex and Fortnite and all those, and they were trying to lift elements from those to figure out what they could do for this PvP mode. What that resulted in is a Splatoon-esque payload tug of war, where essentially the most popular mode in Overwatch, obviously is the big one, is a payload. It's popular in a lot of competitive games, and it's a casually approachable mode that most of us probably experienced for the first time in Team Fortress 2 or Overwatch. I know for me it was Team Fortress 2, big payload fan there. And it's a mode with a storied history, something they've been missing from the game for years, and it's risen to prominence a lot more in the last several years, especially. So I think it's a solid choice. I, for one, think the bigger thing is the 5v5. I'm glad they finally committed to not feeling like they have to stick to 4, 8, 12, like any multiple of 4 or 8. Because I've said for a long time, PvP does not need to be 4 people is just weird. I just, for some reason, 4 is not the number for PvP. It's fine for dungeons or casual content, but for PvP, it's not the number in my opinion.
That was the biggest surprise to me. I literally had no clue they were going to do that. Because when I asked Yoshida what the size was going to be, and he was going to say, kind of close to Feast, maybe a little bit more. I'm like, oh, he means 8v8.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense, 8v8. Literally 5v5?
One more.
This is the first time they've ever done that, and they broke that number system where they're going 4, 8, so on, right?
Yeah, and for me, that's a precedent that's best set for the entire game, but for PvP in particular, I felt like it needed to happen more so.
Why, though? what is it?
I feel like 4. So the way the game is built, when you have 4, you essentially have every role has to be kind of particular, in a sense, kind of like what we have with Feast. There has to be a structure. That's like why 4, 4, and 8 are our raid sizes, because they're so structured to be like a light party. 5. You can technically do the same and just throw a DPS on the end, but you leave room for things like double tank, double healer, 3 DPS, 40. There's compositional advantages that come to a slightly larger size that you just don't get. But the biggest thing is there's no reason that they have to be beholden to a 4, 8, 16, 24, whatever size. And this is not just here, this is across the rest of the game. They've made a point, expansion to expansion, of coming up with modes that are not like the rest of the game. But they keep staying beholden to that exact number. And I think it opens things up for PvP. It means that modes can be more diverse. They can be balanced around numbers that are not just 4 or 8. You can do a 10-man. You can do a 50, you can do a 20. You can do sizes that are not 8, 24, 72, which is just ridiculous. I've never liked the fact that we had this fucking 72-player mode, because this is not the game for it. It just adds so much flexibility. And it's still a small number, so the queues are just generally better for smaller numbers. But because even though it's one more, it's better this way.
I honestly don't care, and I don't think it's going to make a difference if they did 4 or 5 or whatever. I do think you're right, though. It is good to know that they can do that, and they can break that number system and that kind of structure that they have to make whatever they feel is correct for the number of players be there. And I'm guessing that's what they think. Although I kind of have a little tiny secret suspicion that the only reason it's 5 is because he told me it was like it was a little bit more than Feast, but they didn't want to make it 8, and they're like, fuck.
I think they just saw a game of Overwatch.
They did it.
Oh, 5v5. Okay. I literally think that's it. I think that because we know Soken plays a shit ton of Overwatch, so he's probably just like, just do 5. Fuck it. Maybe.
Soken is now the PvP director.
Yeah, dude, that man plays Overwatch a lot. Okay. He always talks about how much Overwatch he's played. He probably just poked his head in the room like, hey, psst, 5v5.
I mean, he's making the music for it, I'm sure.
He better not be a Bastion main. better than a Widowmaker main.
Yeah. I think it's going to work out. I think the size is good. And I think the mode is interesting because right now, if you watch Feast, most people don't know what the fuck is happening. They're like, oh, they killed someone. Oh, but they're not winning, but they're killing. I was excited for them killing people, but they're not winning. Because people just can't figure out the coin system for some reason. Even people who played a Feast can't figure out the coin system. Well, it's so simple, right? It makes perfect sense, right. But it's just so difficult. So if you do this, you have a visual indicator on the map of who's winning by how far it's going towards one side or the other. So that's something to be excited for. Yeah. So when we're talking and we're commentating, we're going over this mode and everything else, you have this thing that you can point people to and visually be, if they know nothing about the mode, they could be excited for that little crystal making its way over to the red side or the blue side. Right? Yeah. And I think that's going to be really good for people watching the mode, and it's going to be good for people playing it. I think the other awesome thing about this is, so how they're separating the rewards is the season and the series, right? Yeah. They kind of have this little separation there. Series, you can get it from like anywhere. Season, you have to get it within this crystal conflict.
Well, yeah, you're right, yeah.
So when they're doing this stuff, it could turn out that playing casually crystal conflict, non-ranked, just casual crystal conflict, might be the most efficient way to get your series points for your battle pass up, right? So everyone's going to probably put a lot of energy into this new mode on casual mode, and they're going to be playing it so much they're like, oh, I understand this mode and how it works. I want ranked rewards too, and they'll just go into ranked, kind of knowing what they should know and get into it. So we're going to have this easing system for people who are so intimidated and getting into this mode because they don't know what's going on. A way for them to kind of learn in a stress-free environment and get rewards already, even if they don't want to go to it. Then go into the rank mode and get double rewards, and a lot more people excited about doing competitive PvP in Final Fantasy XIV, I think.
Do you think after this is released, I'd say, I think I give it like maybe 3 patches, like 6.3, because I think that's kind of where I think it was after 3 patches after Feast was implemented, it kind of fell off there. Do you think this mode can, retain PvP players?
100%.
Okay.
I think the series rewards is literally going to keep people playing, no matter what. And people are going to go in there as long as they renew these rewards, and they're like, oh, this season or this series, we have this one, and you're only going to get it if you do this one. Or you can go back and buy old ones if you do it now and you played even more. You can use your rewards to go back and buy old ones, or your points or whatever to buy old rewards. They will keep playing 100%. And every time there's downtime, you're like, well, what do I do? Oh, I guess I could PvP, right? It's like this extra little cushion of things you can do. And all I'm trying to do is push this crystal across, man. All I got to do, all I got to kill these people here that are on the crystal. I'm doing good. Just shoot them with my machinist, And I think people are going to be okay with it. They're going to like it, and it's going to make perfect sense. Not perfect sense, but it's going to make enough sense. And they have more than one map.
Thank God.
There's more than one map. That is so exciting.
Quick sidebar: Do we know who's in charge of PvP?
Man,
dev team.
That is a great question.
If we knew anything about the development side, sure. But I think the battle designs, from some of the conversations I've had in the past, it does seem like the battle design team does work on the PvP stuff in some way or regard, right? I don't know if there's a leader, but...
And see, one thing in the back of my head I've been thinking about all this time, like in terms of the potential success for PvP, is if it's going to be successful, then from here on in, like, I would want it to be successful. From here on in, I would love to see, someone out of the dev team who was dedicated to it, who can, maybe not every live letter, but the major live letters, they come in and like, hey, here's what's going on with PvP. Like, if you have any concerns, please let us know in the forums and whatnot. But yeah, like that, like, we don't have a dedicated PvP guy. And I know, like, Yoshi, pretty much takes the reins on a lot of things in regards to, design and whatnot in battle. But, like, I would love, like, for Frosty to see, those...
For Frosty, like, the one guy who loves PvP.
Yeah, like the second half of the live letter where it's just, most of the time filler. I would love to see, like, a PvP guy, and I would love to see that, like, being a part of the live letter, so, like, from here on in. Because, go ahead.
I do want to give you some information. There was someone on the Japanese team that was the PvP kind of person putting together events, PvP community manager of sorts, right? And they were putting together events and stuff and doing that. And that was a lot during Stormblood. He disappeared at some point during Shadowbringers. So I don't know kind of what happened with all of that, but that is something that's there.
He got on his feast map and rode into the wind.
Yeah. But, what you're saying is absolutely true. We need representatives for different main points of the game. It doesn't need to be just PvP. We need a kind of raid PvE person. We need a PvP person. We need, crafting gathering person would be great. These major things that people come into the game for, representatives for the people who love that kind of content. We need more rock stars. We don't need just Soken and Yoshida. We need more than that because their development team are pretty amazing.
Oh, wait, we have Foxlon too.
He's the community manager.
Global.
Rock star, right?
Global.
So I think in the end, we need to have that kind of stuff. I do also think they didn't mention anything about this, but we also will probably need some sort of guarantee there's going to be moderation to some level of the competitive environment for PvP. And we haven't really had that a lot with Feast. And there's always a few assholes who just ruin the whole party because no one's doing anything about it. So I do think that they do need to put a promise that they're going to try to moderate it to keep the few assholes out and make it fun for everyone else. But,
I do have one concern.
Sure.
They didn't explain anything about this massive homogenization of the actions.
They really didn't go into enough details about it. They said some stuff that was really goofy. And it's really hard.
Will be able to jump. Yeah, I'm like,
well,
so what does that mean?
So
right?
The way they're describing it is that every single person has the same pool of actions. You have a self-heal, you have an offensive skill, you have a like every single person is a healer, and they have a tank cooldown, and they have some form of crowd control, and like you're all pulling from the same pool of skills, every single one of you. But you all have an adrenaline rush that is specific to your job. So maybe Bard is like a giant like buff, like a 20% buff to everyone's stats around you, and Dragoons is like this super jump onto the enemy that does something. So it's like that's what they did.
In my conversations with some of the PvP community, it felt more like not everyone would have exactly the same actions, but that there's not going to be like that healer kind of dynamic anymore. And it's going to be more like you feel when you play like Overwatch.
That's
where they have their own brand.
Jobs are champions, essentially.
Yeah. So every job is going to be like its own champion. And I think I could be wrong, but they said only one job per, like you can't have two machinists on the same team or something.
I believe they did say that. Yes.
Yeah. So it is going to be kind of interesting to see what they can do, because individualizing 19 jobs is a lot of work. But it's not going to be exactly the same. So, are they going to have things like push mechanics and things like that? And that's going to be the CC and just some sort of crazy stuff like that. It's going to be part of it. I don't know. They didn't really go into it enough to really give us answers. Like, again, Dragoons have jump. All right. Does that mean they jump forward or they jump back and that's their uniqueness? Or I don't know. I do think they're going to create something that's fun, either way, and I think that it's kind of hard to tell at this point without getting more information, which we'll get after Endwalker's release.
Yeah, it seems like they want adrenaline rushes to essentially be hero ultimates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hero ultimates, and then hopefully there's some sort of unique flavor to each role. But I mean, you don't need it's going to be like heroes, like you're playing Dota or League or whatever, and you just have your own. Yeah,
the most direct comparison.
Yeah, that would be the most direct comparison. Yeah, Overwatch. So I think that's going to be what it's close to. It will be kind of weird if every single job has like 5 actions. I don't know how.
What if we all just pick up
that.
guns and that's it? That's all. Everybody go pick up a gun.
No.
Maybe.
No.
But the maps, by the way, so you were talking about how they looked all kind of the same. They did have differences in kind of how the routes move and everything. Yeah. And there was the Bomberman side of that. And there's my theory that I've developed is that the second map they showed is going to be wind that blows you like off the stage and stuff. And so that looks like that's possibly going to be the other one. And maybe the third one's just kind of a neutral map where it doesn't have as much gimmicky stuff to it. Maybe not. Maybe they'll throw something in there. It's old Charlian, so I don't know. They could do water stuff or something, but
books.
Books maybe.
Read, bitch.
I don't know. And they also said they're going to move this stuff over to front lines eventually, and I don't know how whatever they're developing is going to work in front lines. So whatever actions they choose to make. Huh?
I feel like it would be drastic for them to shift, like the changes we're going to have to front lines. I feel like we kind of have to relearn front lines at that point.
Yeah,
that's fine. Frontline deserves to be relearned.
I mean, I'd be okay with it, to be honest with you. I'm always going to be the small kind of mode person where I like the least amount of people in there, so I feel like to have the most effect. But I mean, if they do like these ultimates and every job has like his own ultimate and you're just going to go out, I don't know what it's going to look like, man. I really don't know with 72 people how it's going to look.
I was half expecting them to tell us we had to gain levels in PvP and that we were going to get our ultimate at level 5 or some shit. I was like half. By the time they were showing us all these like the changes they're making, I'm like, they're going to make us fucking level up again, aren't they? No, just adrenaline rush. I hope adrenaline rushes are more frequent. That you get like 4 or 5 in a match if it stretches all the way to like the 10-15 minutes. I
don't know how they're going to do that.
By making it faster.
The other interesting thing that they put this on the PvP slides is the call cards.
Yeah, it's weird because it's not specifically a PvP thing, but they were just like, yeah, fuck it, just talk about it in the PvP section. Why not? By the way, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the Demon Chocobo background that I can put on my card. I'm excited for this whole craziness.
I want the Yoshi P crayon background.
Where he just draws on himself, yeah.
Yeah, he just draws on it. I mean, some epic shit. People would want that. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, I want
instead of a Picasso,
that Yoshi P crayon background, man.
Well, did you know the P in Yoshi P stands for Picasso?
Yeah. You know what's so cool though is that they're saying like rewards from series or seasons will be like things to help you customize those cards.
Yeah.
And so you get to like kind of show off with that. And it sounded like, at least in the PvP matches, it's going to like flash those cards at the start of the match or something. And so you get to go through and you get your, token up 420s thing, go like pass by every single player. And it's
just a Keiko face on a calling card.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like there's so much that they introduced, and I wasn't expecting it. I'm going to be honest, when they said they're going to do it, I was ready for disappointment. I was ready to get into this live letter. Yeah, I mean, plenty. At least 2 more weeks of it, right?
No, because you won't have Crystal Conflict stuff till 6.1 anyway. You won't have any of these changes till 6.1, so you've got a whole 4 months to potentially still be doing
I have a while, for sure, and I think they're going to release this, and it's a good idea to do it around 6.1, because if they do it at 6.1, you'll have like a month before Ultimate comes out, right?
2 weeks.
Or 2 weeks, whatever they do. I don't know what they do. But then you get the PvP and mess around before Ultimate comes out. Then you get to suck your life away with trying to do Ultimate for like a couple weeks, a month, whatever, and then you can go back to PvP.
I can promise you this, Frosty. I will finish every single battle pass.
Okay. See, you're going to PvP now. Look at that. They fixed it.
The reward was the big thing for me. I said I could tolerate what it is now if there was any reason for me to do it, there wasn't.
Yeah.
There is now.
Yeah.
Well, there will be.
But I'm happy. Yeah, fuck it. I'm very, very happy about this.
You're Frosty.
I'm talking to the Mr. Happy in my head who says that every time I say it. I'm telling them to fuck off.
You go to bed and you're like, hey guys, Mr. Happy here.
That was just one night, man. That was just one night. Me and you. We don't need to bring that back up.
Just Frosty passed out and just whisper in his ear. Hey guys, Mr. Happy here. It was an amateur night. That's fine.
Please.
It was the amateur night.
Yeah.
You could probably find that on your favorite website that has amateur content. But
Mog Talk?
You can go to mogtalk.com if you want to, everybody. If you can find it.
Mog Talk after hours.
I was very ecstatic after they finished the PvP side of it up, because I felt like they had the right answers. They were doing the right thing. And of course, there's stuff to complain about, from a PvP standpoint. There's always going to be stuff to complain about in any kind of standpoint. But I feel like they did pretty much and I didn't know what all they were going to do. I'm going to be honest with you. I couldn't guess what they were going to do with PvP. I thought they were going to say, hey, it's going to be called Crystal Conflict and go on to the next information, and completely skip past PvP. That's what one bullet point or one slide is what I've been accustomed to. So them going for like 20 slides, I'm like, holy shit. I don't know what to do with all this information.
Love. You got all that love, all that info.
Yeah.
Findings.
But they did what they needed to do, I think, to bring in, and chat can say if I'm wrong or not, but I think there's so many more people who are going to play PvP now simply because of the restructure.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, even if it's dog shit, I still want the rewards.
There you go. There you go, dude. I don't think it's going to be complete dog shit. I think you're going to get into it.
I'm just saying, if it was, I'd still be doing it.
I mean, we've been through this before, haven't we? Like,
since what patch did PvP come out?
What was that? Was that 3.1?
2.1.
I just go back to Garo. Yeah.
Oh well, that's bold. Feast was
that's
like
PvP still.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it was decent rewards.
Actually, I might have been 2.3 thinking back
at that point, but yeah,
might have been 2. Oh yeah, because 2.3 added 2.3 added front lines, but I think the fold was in 2.1. Yeah.
And I do want to ask you this: how do you feel that they didn't say anything about you being able to retain old top 100 rewards?
Frosty, why in the fuck would I care?
Because so many people do.
The people, the only people who should care are the people who get them.
Yeah, I got my handful of mounts and little armor bits and everything that are completely unattainable.
So, but here's the thing. I feel like this section of the live letter has been largely misconstrued. They talked about old series stuff being
that's
available.
true.
They never once said old Feast top 100. They never said anything even remotely like akin to that. They just basically confirmed they were going to keep doing like ranked and placement based rewards, which just sounds that wolf collars were staying. So it's like
I'm very content at the knowledge that I get to keep my little floating chair, and no one else. Only 600 people in the world have it.
My word. This data.
These findings.
Yeah, but I mean that's most of it. I'm very ecstatic. I'm doing everything I can to dance around that word, dude. I'm very ecstatic to see the future of PvP in Final Fantasy XIV because I think with the WoW community coming in, it's going to be a huge deal. They need to have a solid PvP foundation.
Yeah, I'm happy with what I saw.
I know you're happy.
See, you spend all that time in your fucking head, and you just go there. Why?
As long as I'm not trapping myself, I'm okay.
I'm gonna send you a baby shirt. That's a Mr. Happy shirt. Do it. I will let little Frostina have it.
Look he had while he was laughing. Like, you know what? Fucking do it.
Do it. Oh, I'll get one from Sly. I'll get one from
Sly's is gonna be like a tiny purple suit.
Miz.
I need to get one from Miz. I need to get one from Epis. Just get the whole. Everyone needs to make a baby edition of their merchandise for little Frostina. So,
we'll figure something out.
Frostina.
Yeah. Frostina. Are we married to that name, Frostina?
I mean, it could be, Froza is another one I thought of. Froza, yeah.
We're getting. I feel like Froze is a little too close to like Frozone from The Incredibles, and I just hear Samuel L. Jackson the whole time. Where's my super suit?
Okay. So PvP, do you guys want to hit it anymore? You felt like we've gone over it. I feel I've talked so much about PvP.
I know.
I could probably keep talking about it.
I know.
So
that's why we brought you here.
Yeah, I just didn't want to have to do a show today, so I was just figured I'd bring you on. And
oh, Yeah, you know, that's kind of what I do. You know, it's the worst decision you ever make each time. But,
God,
you know,
Xeno's
I'm here.
he's just gonna trim off his beard once to let it grow back. He's just gonna send you
Just be a beard.
the beard. He's just gonna send you the beard, but like it's got like a strap along the back, so that way it can be worn by a small child.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. After the PvP section, closed the stream, went to sleep.
You saved about 3 hours of time, my friend.
Sure did.
I didn't realize the new data center was going to be called Materia.
Where's
until
the
someone told me the next day.
Spiritus one? Now we need Spiritus.
It's not Dissidia. Stop it. Get some help.
If you're calling it Materia, it's Dissidia.
No.
Can't change my mind about that.
What did I miss after the PvP side?
Housing.
A little bit more rehashes.
Okay.
Crafting.
You didn't miss much. Really,
So-
didn't miss much there.
Talk to me about the crafting stuff from a perspective of someone who doesn't know anything about crafting.
It's pretty much the same, just there's no HQ stuff. There's no HQ based materials. They really didn't explain much more. Basically, they just described what the previous HQ gathering actions were gonna do. You know, like they're like, oh, now they'll have a chance of giving you this buff that gives you more yield, and then abilities that used to give you HQ now just increase the chance of getting this additional yield. A lot of yielding. Yield this, yield that, yield here, yield there. Yield.
Okay.
Yield.
King's Yield.
King's Yield. We got to see a few more outfits throughout the time. You mentioned the Pandemonium thing, but then we saw like female Viera getting more hairstyles. They're getting like the lightning hairstyle.
Oh, I saw that.
9S. Yeah. They showed off the achievement thing we saw from the media tour. They showed off a bunch of minions. And he was trying to avoid spoilers on the minions, so he has like the reindeer. He has
that's right.
The dartboard.
I did see the crab one.
Crab one's great. I can't believe that if he called it... Kronos called it a fucking dartboard. The picnic basket. He called the picnic basket a dartboard.
What?
Because it has these two plates on the inside, and he was like, oh, it's like a dartboard. But it's a picnic
You
set.
have to see it. You have to see it.
I don't know how you get to that conclusion, but I mean, I've said some really offbeat things, so...
Yeah.
You know.
The back on your feet action will be extend sprint duration in cities instead of weakness. Starting in 6.0. So no more FC action, OP raid FC actions. Oh, they're adding loot boxes to the Grand Company Exchange for your seals.
Oh, nice.
like
Nice.
the Eureka and Bojda boxes, but you just buy them with Grand Company seals.
Okay. You know what? I'm on board with it. I mean, what do we use our seals for anyways?
Ventures.
Teleportation tickets.
I have like
That's
1,000
not
something
Grand Company
ventures,
seals, that's
to
Allied
be honest
seals.
with you.
Wait.
Grand Company seals is not.
What?
No. That's Allied seals.
Oh, you're right.
And Centurio seals. Which I still don't know what our currency is. If we're just keeping nuts or what they're doing with the hunt stuff. Keep our nuts. Oh, and then we got this 3D audio thing that you can buy. Official third party.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Take a picture of your ear. Take a picture of your right ear.
Yeah, just take
You
a
should
picture
do
of your
that.
right ear and tweet
Whoa.
it at them.
So how do you feel about that? Like that was I mean, we always expect some sort of kind of offbeat thing where they're selling something in some way. But
Surprisingly, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty reasonable for the price. I'm not gonna lie.
It's $20 one
So
time.
if you really wanted to license,
I
it's
need
a
to
one-time
hear it.
thing.
yeah, so I might try
There-
the trial to hear it first, but then again, like it's my ear,
There's-
dude.
There's actually a video on their site of them like doing the old Shiva fight, and I guess if you have really good headphones, you can kind of listen to like what it would sound like, what you have. But I mean, if you want it, you can pay a one-time fee. Like that's what $19.99, $20 for one time.
Mhm.
That's it. So I'm not mad at it. I'm kind of like, I was kind of weirded out about the, like, length of time they went through to explain it. Because
Yeah, they're like, how does it work? We're
How
like,
does it
oh
work?
my god, shut up. It's sound that goes in our ear, please. It is weird that they're essentially selling you an official add-on for the first time, because you have to buy it, download it, and then install it in 14's client.
That's dirty. I don't go there.
It's
I'm
strange.
told not to.
I mean, it's an official add-on though.
Dare you wanted official add-ons?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I will probably get it, but then again, I don't know if I want to send my ear off to someone. Maybe I'm just too lazy. I don't know. You know, there's some people who want some weird stuff. You know.
You think they're gonna do ear stuff with your picture?
Yeah.
Like, you think?
Do you know, dude? There's Twitch channels where people are licking ears, are licking like microphones and stuff that look like ears. I don't know what they're gonna do.
One day, Frosty's just scrolling through the ear licking category, as he does, and he finds he finds his ear on there somewhere. He finds out that this company pawned it off to somebody. They made a mold out of his ear, and they just pawned it off for all the ear licking. Suddenly, Frosty's like, "Oh look, my ear was featured on Amaranth's stream. What do you know?"
I've clicked on one of those streams, and there's like a repulsion in my body, to be honest with you, and I just can't watch the stream, and I have to leave because those noises don't sound good to me. They don't. I don't know. But anyways, that, you know, when they want to take a picture of my ear, that's immediately what I think, is that it's going to show up in like a mold somewhere, and someone's going to be looking at it. So
$20 if you want it.
yeah, you know, $20 isn't that bad though.
It's a free trial. It starts at Endwalker though. You think what if Kara walked into you like taking a picture of your own ear, just like trying to do like? She's like, "What are you doing?"
You know, last time I
try?
was. No, I haven't. She would take a picture of my ear. If we had to do it, she would take a picture of my ear, I'm sure. Like Mel would take a picture of your ear.
Yeah,
right?
but then she'd start judging it and shit. She'd be like, why is the ridge of your ear like that? Or it's like, oh, is there a little birthmark there on the back of your ear? Be like, just take the picture.
Yeah. But no, last time I was on the show and we were doing the live. Well, no, I wasn't the show when we were doing the live letter watch. You know, I put that wig on, and she just walked by and she said, "What the fuck?" And she just like walked.
She's like, "This is my decision. I have to live with it."
Yeah, she's like, she might decide she doesn't have to live with it one day. I don't know.
One day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You missed housing.
Housing again, you know, I'm happy. You know what? I'm happy in the goblet. All right.
I like the little take that he did there, where he's like,
every time I say it, I feel like pain, and I have to go past.
The sound you made, those.
I have to get past it, right? I have to like. One day I'll have a zero reaction to it. I promise. But the goblet's fine to me, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm one of those weird people that's just happy in the ghetto of Goblet.
The ghetto. Well, it's not even just the housing area. It's more so the like all the like lottery related shit and all the rules and regulations that go into like, because like relocation, you cannot relocate a house unless it's available to everybody. So like, you know how people would spam click houses?
Oh yeah.
That won't be there anymore. You can't relocate.
That's good.
It is good. They also made it so that if somebody's brand new to your free company, they can't be given leadership and like rights to the house. Like, you know how people would make free companies to sell houses? You basically can't do that anymore. Like, somebody needs to be in a free company for like or you could, but you'd have to commit to like 31 days of
I'm sure people
that.
will.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people who will. The land devaluation being removed, so it's just going to be one static price. I kind of forgot it was even a thing, to be honest.
I mean, when you're running around with millions of gil, you know, hundreds of millions of gil. Yeah. I'm lucky to get over 10 million gil, to be honest with you, so it is a thing for me. So, I don't craft and gather, I guess.
Hey, me neither. What do you know?
Oh, jeez. Well, I think the what was it? The lottery I'm surprised if anyone's upset with that because it's already a lottery right now.
It's an active lottery now.
Whoever clicks on it at the right time.
Yeah.
You're not. It's just making it a fair lottery instead of just like
a 20-hour ordeal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very content.
Even relocation is done via lottery now. You have to, if you want to relocate to a house, you have to go up against the people who just want the house in the first place.
That's great.
Yeah. People who are looking to relocate aren't too thrilled about it, but of course they aren't because they already have a fucking house.
Who cares? They got a house.
And then also during the land acquisition period, if the person just chooses, like, they don't want the house, they only get 50% of their money back. Like, if the winner of the lottery just goes, never mind. But apparently if you just start rolling on houses for fun and then just take the 50% loss just to see if you'd win, it's a reportable offense.
Is it?
Yeah. They confirm they'll consider it harassment, like you're deliberately griefing other people from trying to get a house by participating when you don't actually want one.
That's awesome.
They said they'll look at your logs to see if you're like constantly like rolling on land and then not taking it.
Imagine if they put that much energy into moderating PvP.
One step at a time, Frosty.
Okay.
You're right. You can't ask for all these things at once. You're lucky they've talked about it at all.
You're right. Not left. So... I wanted to see Sly's face. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about that stood out to me a lot that I think we skipped was the mentioning of Wafu Alice.
Did you say Wafu?
Was it Wafu? Wafu? Was it Waifu? Waifu, is that better?
Waifu.
Is it Waffles or wife? I don't know. I'm just.
Are you hungry or do you want to simp on an anime girl? I don't know.
I'm losing my anime card, dude.
We don't use that word here.
Wow.
Oh, waifu Alice, and then husbando, Alphano.
Stop reading the comment section, Yoshi P.
Is that your response?
Yeah, you forgot about Mommy Stola.
Yeah, Mommy, right? Please stop reading the comment sections, Yoshi P.
Do you? I don't know. Something about him saying that really just made me feel very awkward, and I just I don't know.
I wish it had been waffles. Would have been less awkward.
I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about it.
Yeah, Frosty, you did just do the "How do you do, fellow kids" version of waifu.
I'm old, man. What can I say?
Wafu.
Oh,
everybody's favorite wafu.
Dude.
That's gonna stay
whatever.
with you.
I'm gonna say it like that forever now. Fuck you guys. You can't tell me what to do. Wafu and
man, I've read your Discord when you're looking for suggestions for the show, and that is not true.
Okay.
You can't hide behind this public facade.
You got me, dude.
Can anyone in Frosty's Mog Talk Discord please confirm?
No, don't do anything. There's no one in there anyways. I don't know why I laughed at the cavities joke in chat. I don't know. So what else? Live letter.
Oh, you want to know something else they spent way too much time explaining?
Huh.
Mid-level EXP reset. So basically, they're stat squishing EXP, so that way, like, the numbers aren't as big. The same thing they're doing with the rest of the game. That's not that hard to understand. But the way that EXP values are stored in the game is they're not stored on a percentage level. They're stored as an individual value, like the actual number is stored. And as such, when they go to change the values, they can't just transfer the percentage you had before to the percentage you're going to have in the future. So instead, they're just going to wipe the level that you haven't finished. So like if you're 76.5, then you'll just be 76 with no progress after the expansion comes out. And they went through about a 20-minute explanation about how the database overwrites the integer value of the EXP, and I was like, oh my god, I get it. It's like a dungeon worth. Please stop. It took you longer to explain it than it takes me to do the dungeon to get the EXP back.
Yep, that was a painful moment because that felt like completely useless information to me. It was just like, hey, I'm sorry. This is what's going to happen. Here's a brief explanation. Move on.
Yeah, and the big thing for me was like I had people going like, wait, so if I'm not level 80, I'm going back to level 1, and I'm like, you're the reason they talk about stat squishes every time. Stop it! Stop being you!
Oh my god. Who I don't know. What these people probably say wafu and shit, dude. Guys, look, I misspeak all the time. I do the misspokens. Alright? I try my best. But
what about Forspoken?
That was gonna be a great expansion, man. Turned out to be a game.
That was a sentence. Alright.
Sly, how you doing over there, dude?
I'm alive.
Okay.
Beat the alternative.
Not alive?
I don't know. Sometimes,
Debatable.
It's debatable. You're like driving on the interstate and you're thinking, oh man, I'm turning. Do I turn to Will or do I just go for it?
No, I've never had that. I don't have a driver's license though, so.
Oh, okay. Fair.
That's
fair.
deep.
That's deep.
Then they're nerfing LeafQuest guild gains due to inflation.
Mm-hmm.
So no more coffee biscuits.
Yeah, I never got to experience the glory of that. I've heard it a lot.
They're giving us a real life recipe for the
time.
biscuits. Yeah, you still got a few weeks.
Oh, I have that book coming in. When does that book come in?
For me, November 16th. That's when I'm getting mine.
Are we still getting the expansion like box and stuff on time?
No.
Or are they gonna? No?
Probably not. I mean, here's the thing. I guess they could, but it wouldn't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's a good question.
I mean, there's no reason for them not to. It's just a code or like it's not like we're able to play
the
true. Game,
maybe
right?
it will be on time. I don't know. I didn't buy one.
So we'll see. I bought a box. I bought the collector's edition box. So I'm looking forward to it. I get my Paladin. I'm gonna say Paladin instead of Paladin.
I
so
love
can
saying
going
that.
on
It
this
upsets
like
people. I say Paladin very frequently.
Do you?
Yes,
You know, I
do.
used to say that when I was a kid. When I was like 12. I was like, man, it's Paladin or it's Paladin. That makes perfect sense. It's like Aladdin. And then I realized there's two D's in Aladdin and not a Paladin. And I was like, fuck, I'm an idiot.
Man, you could take that quote and play it back a million times.
Yeah, you could probably
Yeah,
after every sentence.
Yeah. The
Blitzball,
spearfishing.
I missed that too.
Spearfishing minigame? No Blitzball, shut up. The spearfishing becoming a minigame is one that was in there. It's literally just you stab fish in like a UI box.
Yeah.
And then all the other crafting and
No new
gathering
jig,
changes.
though. No new jig.
No new jig. Yeah. We know that we're getting a follow-up quest to the role quests this time again, but it won't be till 6.1 or later, 6.xx. It could be multiple quests also, so, like we had with the Void quests. There's going to be a follow-up to the Crystalline Mean equivalent, which is the, what is it called here? No, that's PvP. Where is it? What's the crafting and gathering one? Well, I mean, PvP is such a huge section. Because the thing is, they said it, and then they went to PvP, and then they went back to crafting and gathering. So they made a sandwich here with this stuff.
Oh, Studium?
Yeah, Studium deliveries. Yeah, there's gonna be basically the same role quest like the Crystalline Mean for that, and then there's a follow-up quest. That great stories from that, by the way. If you're not a crafter or gatherer, if you can at least stomach getting through those, very, very good stories out of the Crystalline Mean, and hopefully out of the Studium as well. And also the Excitotron 6000, the dildo, right?
Stop. Fuck.
That's the name of a dildo. You can't change my mind that that's not a sex machine of some kind.
I'm completely oblivious here. I think I missed this part. What?
The Excitotron is the name of the new treasure dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the Excitotron is a name.
Are you
choice.
excited for it?
I'm very happy to play it.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's pretty much every single situation. You're happy, right?
Not when I have to ocean fish. Not anymore. That time has come and gone. But, like, seriously, the Excitatron 6000.
Who cares? They could have called it Poo Poo Pee Pee Pants.
The Orgasmo.
I just...
It definitely sounds like some form of pleasure device. And you know what? When you get to the final floor, the climactic finish, it will be.
Oh. You want to try out the Excitatron with me?
I can't wait to get to the climactic finish of the Excitatron. 6000. Okay. It's the 6th model.
Let's insert ourselves into the Excitatron together.
It'd be like, oh, maps. Oh. Oh. Give me the maps. Give me the treasure. Oh.
They're ruining my maps. I love doing fucking maps, but...
Yeah, I'm sure you do love fucking maps.
Yeah, you're going to be super excited to be fucking doing maps. Oh, no. Oh, no, we lost. We lost it. We went too far, man.
Never go too far.
Oh, man.
You're the one who started the show with amateur.
Look, you started it. I just, it's not like I did anything. I just said a word, right?
That's how most things happen, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Sly did walk into that minefield. He did not choose his words carefully.
It's true. It's true. But sometimes, you're just like saying something like, I'm happy, and then you just walk into it because you're just used to saying something that's like a normal sentence.
Yeah, Sly got his Mara reveal video for SMT5 this week anyway, so he's dicked out as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Do you know what Mara? Do you know what Mara is?
I literally have no clue.
It is literally a giant dick chariot.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a dick chariot.
A dick chariot? Is it that actually like literally what it is, or is that like?
Yeah, that's our term for it. It's the dick chariot.
Okay.
It's a monster in Shin Megami Tensei games and thus Persona games as well.
Sounds like a lot of fun to ride.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
I don't know. He might have jumped out the window, dude. I don't really know what he was.
It wouldn't go very far. I don't think he's that far off the ground. He just jumps out of it just so he can get out, and then he just walks back in. Shit, realizes he just locked himself out.
Oh shit, we got him with the brown bag.
Is it booze or food? Probably food.
I don't know.
So, Sly, you'll be happy to know that while you were gone, we changed the subject. And now Frosty wants to know all about the Mara reveal for SMT5 this week.
Yeah, I want to know about riding it.
Okay.
He doesn't know about Dick Chariot. It's a long green semi-serpentine creature on a Roman chariot that looks very phallic. That is an adequate description of Mara.
Is that booze? Did you bring booze? It looks like it. I see him making something. All right.
Is a pig's ass pork?
Hey, I made pig belly the other day. That's not his
Dude,
ass.
Did you get it like put a wrap on it, like the bow or whatever, like wrap whatever what's called. Not the bow. It's the.
Did you just ask if you get a condom for Mara?
What?
I heard wrap on the bow, and I was just like, what are you talking about?
You know the pork belly sandwiches that you get from like Vietnamese restaurants.
No, I boiled it for 35 minutes and air fried it for 20.
Okay, I mean that's fine.
Oh, you also missed. There's 2 mangas coming out about Final Fantasy. They're not like extensions of the story. Comic Book Volume 1, Saki and Final Fantasy XIV. The popular Saki and 14 series from Manga Up smartphone app will be published in comic book form. And then also, you have the high school life of Alphino and Alice.
Okay.
The school lives of Alphino, Alice, and other Final Fantasy XIV characters debut in a new manga series on Manga Up smartphone app. Further details to be announced. The spin-off school manga series Academia Eorzea.
I have so much a lack of interest in that, to be completely honest.
That was an
with you.
April Fool's joke a while back that they're making a real thing again.
So was Lords of Verminion.
Sure was. But that's PvP at least.
I mean, no, that's PvE as well.
It's also PvP.
I mean, it is PvE. I mean, PvE is way more active than PvP in that, but
Active is certainly a word. Anyway,
yeah,
that's certainly correct. Saw, you doing all right?
So,
what are you making? Hurricane?
You know what? I didn't have an emergency one on standby, so I gotta make one.
that's okay.
When you just don't have the emergency hurricane for the Excitatron 6000.
Was there anything else though besides that? Was there something else?
There's a lot of little things. But the thing is, every single thing they talked about was about 15 minutes a piece. Every single slide was like 15 minutes. So even though
they probably talked about it more than we would ever be able to talk about it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm going to read you 2 different slides that happened during I think it's during the lottery period. Okay, so on this slide for the lottery description, let's see, where is the first one? All right, here we go. So on this first slide, it says, and I quote, "Players must pay in full price of the plot upon early land. Unsuccessful players will be refunded in full," meaning if you lose the lottery, you get a refund, right? Mm-hmm. The next slide says players who did not win the lottery can receive a full refund within a limited time frame. They fucking said it in the same slide, 2 slides apart, and took time to talk about it both times.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And then they went over the schedule for the patch at the beginning, and then did it at the end, right before they ended.
Oh! Did they say about what they're doing with Halloween, right? Or
Oh yeah, that's not till after January. That's also on the lodestone right now.
Yeah.
Halloween in January, baby. After Heaven's Start.
So it's just, you know what? It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
Saints Wake. It's not Halloween.
Well, apparently they have a whole new instance planned for it. Like not the usual one that we have for like Halloween, or it's the haunted house. Like they have a whole new thing planned for it, and so
I want them to bring that back. We've been asking for that ever since it happened.
Remember the Valentine's Day one where it was an exercise in how much you got along with the person you were doing the instance with. You had to like do like matching games and like navigate a puzzle.
Yeah, it was like a whatchamacallit, like a tarot reading or something.
Yeah, there was all sorts of things there. The maze where I think you can't get too far apart was the one where it was pretty funny. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Halloween is forever. As long as I can still get candy at a discount. That's all that matters. If I like the day after Halloween, you're just like, fuck it. Who goes trick or treating? Just save $20 and then just go buy all the candy the next day at like 80% discounted cost.
Yeah. Yep. Like after Valentine's Day.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
F system. That's it?
It took about 6 hours to get through it, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's so strange. And this is my major criticism, is that they just cut this stuff down. Maybe it's just a form of him relaxing, like the team just having a chance to just sit there and just talk about things like we do here, I guess, right?
I posed you another reason.
I mean, how would you feel if we didn't get this information, though?
I mean, no. I'm talking about the stuff where we get new information. It's great. Stuff where they're just rehashing it. I'm 100% fine with them trimming that out, and I think it would not do any damage anywhere except for give everyone more time.
Yep.
Because everybody's watching it, hoping for a little nugget of information, and sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. How many people were watching it? Like 70-something thousand people, something like that. I don't know. That many people lost an extra 3 hours of their life that they could have.
And that chat just hit the thing I was trying to interrupt you to say. This is also the result of them translating live letters live. That's a 3-hour live letter if it's not translated.
You're right, 100%. But it could have been a 3-hour live letter anyways.
Very much could have been.
It really could have. I understand the 6-hour parts from the translation, but they can still cut like half of that down. So
I've rated an hour. I'm tired.
You got to rate it an hour? All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm happy you brought me aboard, and I got to talk to more people about PvP because I love it.
It's very Frosty of you.
I am Frosty.
I know. _TV.
Don't remind me of the failure of not being able to get Frosty as a name.
All right, fine. Just Frosty TV.
God
Stream.
damn it. God damn it.
The Twitter handles, definitely. The underscore
Look,
is
maybe
fine.
I'll change it. Maybe I'll change that at some point. I don't know how to even start that process, but I'm sure I can try.
Good luck. Good luck. With that,
fun.
I think we can conclude this extravagant endeavor that we've taken upon ourselves before Sly dies of alcohol poisoning.
He couldn't. I don't think that. I think he's pretty immune.
Eva's got a fancy glass for it.
Yeah. It makes me want one right now.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
It looks refreshing.
No,
Oh, dude, yeah. Sly's just pre-gaming for some Mario Party tonight. Yeah.
Fuck that. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for coming out to Stay of the Realm. Frosty, thank you so much for joining us tonight to give your thoughts.
Yeah, of course.
Frosty, where can they find you? What are you doing with your
Why
life?
would anyone ever want to find me? I don't know. You can find me at Frosty_TV on Twitch, where I do Mog Talk on Saturdays, sometimes at 2 p.m. I don't know if I'll do one this weekend, but I'll probably do one next weekend. We'll see how that goes. Okay, you can also find me on Twitter, Frosty TV Stream. That's the thing. I do want to do can I advertise for something?
Yes.
Go ahead. It's your.
We are doing a pretty big feast tournament this weekend. That we're commentating. I'm commentating on it, and they're putting a lot of work on it, and they're giving away 100 million gil to the winners, which I know to Mike is nothing, but 100 million gil. And so it's going to be Saturday, and it's going to be on, I think it's +1. Yes. +1 is the Twitch channel it'll be on. And it's going to be literally the current best legitimate teams out there for Feast are going to be competing against each other. So if you want to see Feast before it goes away and see it at its peak, you're going to be able to catch it Saturday. I believe it starts... Well, let me get the right time for it. Because I don't want to lie to you. Actually, can I just give you a video? Can I just put a video in your
chat?
Chat? Yeah. Watch that video. It's a really good video. Plus, put a lot of work into it. And a really, really great editing to it. Check that video out, and that will tell you exactly where to find it and how to see that event. But please, if you have any interest in looking at what Feast looks like in the end of days that we have with it, that's where you'll go this Saturday. So, yeah, and that's it. You can find me there. Thank you to my wife, Kerr, for being amazing and literally the reason I'm alive, everything. My life would suck a lot without her. So thank you for her putting up with me and being the person who is helping develop my baby in her body. It means a lot. And we're looking forward to that in March, which is going to be the same time that Ultimate and a new PvP mode is going to come out probably. That's it. That's all I got, man.
Thanks, man.
Oh, YouTube. If you want, just Google Mog Talk YouTube. You got it. There you go. I'm done.
See? There you go. Now you're done.
Now I'm done.
Thank you, Frosty, for coming on the show this
Yeah.
week and being the
Thank
one
you.
that makes the PvP section take longer than 4 minutes.
You're welcome for that.
Swear to God, we're gonna get you and Burn on the same show.
Yeah, so we
I'd
can
love
give
to
him
meet
lung
Burn.
cancer.
I've never talked to him. I'd love to have a conversation with him.
If you ever meet him in person, it will probably smell like smoke.
Oh yeah,
Because,
maybe I don't want to meet him.
Because anytime PvP gets mentioned, he has to reach for the pack, and
You'll be all right. I think
You'll be all right.
I think you'll be okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, with that, Sly, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you at?
Not tonight.
I didn't say when. I said where. I guess when is also, but like that does just not tonight.
Just not tonight. Twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox, Twitter Sly the Fox. You know what's happening. SMT5. I'll be live tomorrow around 11:30. Kind of drive up the hype, and then 12 o'clock get to start the damn game. I've been waiting for this for years. It's finally here. So SMT5 for the next couple of weeks. Of course, WSOY, yada, yada, yada. There will be no Mario Party whatsoever. I repeat, even though someone gifted me the goddamn game, there will be no Mario Party.
Wow, he doesn't appreciate gifts. What a dick.
I can't wait to play Chocobo Kart with you, Sly.
What was it, Mata? What a Mata.
I can't wait to play Chocobo Kart with you, Sly.
Dude, I'm really ready for that. Chocobo Racing.
You wanted it, Frosty? It got
Mara,
its own game. Well, it got a remaster. I guess it's technically a remake of the old game.
Oh, it's so good.
See, this is well. All three of us will play it, Sly.
Dude, let's do it. God, don't drink. Why do you drink and act like it's a bad thing to have fun with friends, Sly? Damn.
There are things like Mario Party, and then Mario Kart. Now even Chocobo Kart.
We can play Crash Team
And
Racing
then-
if you want.
There's absolutely anything else I could.
We could do. Oh yeah, Crash Team Racing. That's the other one you can play.
Dude, have you ever played Sonic Team Racing?
Oh, actually, yeah, the one that's on
Oh.
Steam. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I actually have that, and it's good. I
It's
actually have it.
really good. I did not expect
It's
it to be
really
so
good.
good.
Right.
Sega, if there's some more sponsorship stuff over this way, that is a damn good game. Anyways.
Anyway,
Sega Atlas.
Yeah.
Happy, where can they find you? What are you doing?
Mr.
besides
Happy
tormenting
1227. I have raid after this, so that's where I'll be. I literally am not even ending stream. I'm just gonna roll into raid in about 55 minutes after I get something to drink. This week is gonna be just mostly Final Fantasy V. Pixel Remaster came out. It's gorgeous. Sounds great. Looking forward to 100%ing that. Lost Ark beta ends tomorrow, unfortunately, so my time with that is done until it comes out. But then, because of the delay, I get to enjoy all of Arcane, get to see what happens with Cowboy Bebop. I was going to say enjoy, but that's definitely a we'll see kind of situation. Pokemon BDSP, going to be soon. But on the 23rd of November, I am going to be doing an Endwalker Copium subathon. So, we don't have an expansion launch that day. So I'm just going to do something big that day anyway, because I was going to do something big that day originally, but it's not there. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to have all sorts of goals for the subathon, and it'll probably drag on more than a day. A swear jar, where if I swear, I have to give subs, which is a real darn struggle for me. That's not the choice of word that I wanted to use. I have things like Praetorium runs as Kermit the Frog, like voicing Gaius' thing as Kermit the Frog. I'll have Monk Heaven on High. But then I've got other rewards like a Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta, a Final Fantasy IX Excal 2 run with cheats. I'll have a Packy Chip challenge for one of the goals. I'll have a Fantasia to Bunny Boy on there, which will be the first time I'll have changed my character in 6 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got a very, very long stretch goal that, probably won't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to spoil it now, that if I reach a certain ridiculous number that's way out of line and not meant to be reached realistically, I might need to get something rigged.
Ooh.
Once a week for 2022.
Do it.
That's a long goal. And there's also going to be giveaways every 100 subs for the entire thing. So, yeah.
I did the cat girl thing. It got met in 1 second. So, good luck.
Oh, man. Yeah, and then you became those fucking abominations all the other times, so.
Oh, don't call them.
Wait, I'm calling the other things that you were abominations.
They're just living their life, dude.
And?
God, don't bully.
I'm ending
Don't
this.
bully.
Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you again, SteelSeries. Thank you again to our sponsors over on Patreon. We're going to go on into a short post show, and then I need to get something to drink, and then it'll be time for a raid. So thank you again, Frosty, for joining us. Sly, best of luck with SMT5. Let me know how you're looking for next week for a show at the end of the week. I'll give you a full week of SMT5, and then tell me where you're at. Okay?
Sure.
And with that, we'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.
Stay frosty, guys.
Said it.